Hello YouTube, this is Jhoovs bringing you some Kerbal Space Program. I'm just gonna jump into it. I'm doing career mode here, where the whole goal is to do experiments in space, and not space, by flying spacecraft and airplanes to get science. I'm just gonna jump right into vehicle assembly and explain the entire game as I go along. Don't mind this is just a earlier test spacecraft, just to kind of benchmark some things. Okay, so here you'll see the whole vehicle assembly area, and the first component that you need would be this here command pod, which is the most basic one that you can have with this early on in the game. And the next order of business, also this right here, this tab, the science tab, will be used a lot later on as I get more and more components to build with to further along my discoveries. Let's just get a little bit of safety going on there with a parachute. Let's get some propulsion in. These are fuel tanks, basically, just to obviously hold the fuel for the rocket. I'm going to do something extremely basic here due to a lack of parts. That obviously is due to the fact that I'm only just starting this career mode. And as you can see, I have very minimal parts for the time being, and I think I will just go along with this very basic design for the time being. That looks fantastic. Obviously I'll get extremely far with this. Oh god. Alright, here is the launch pad, and here is my pitiful excuse for a spacecraft, which I don't even think that it would make it to the ocean if I tried. Well, Jebediah's over there dancing in the corner. And he stopped, which is probably good, because I don't know how much of a chance he has of making it. I'm just gonna throttle up, and down in the bottom center of the screen you'll see the gyroscope here, which will help me with navigation and later on in getting into orbit. And on the left is the throttle gauge, and on the right is the amount of G-force being put down on the spacecraft and poor little Jebediah here. G-force really not that important, at least for the time being, and won't become important for a while at least. Alright, so I'm throttled up. I think it's time to start our first launch here. As you can see, I screwed up on the staging, oh god! Alright. Well, I've seen better launches, to say the least. Well, while we're here, we may as well get a crew report. Keep that data. Pop little Jebediah out. His spacesuit not necessarily the most useful thing in the world. Get him to do an EVA report, just to kind of assess the situation. And he agrees with me that the spacesuit was not overly necessary. Let's take a surface sample as well. Oh, fantastic. I'm glad I got some of the burnt dirt and rocks. Very necessary for my future endeavor in science. Can I not get back in? Oh my god. Alright, first flight not overly successful. I have seen a lot better. Oh, Damn it, Jebediah. Why? Okay. Alright, just... This may be a lost cause. Alright, well, I'm gonna just recover the vessel here and take satisfaction in the whopping 11 science points that I just got from that incredibly successful flight. And I'll head over to the technology area over here, research and development. And here is the tech tree, which is where I'll be discovering a lot of the things necessary to get a lot of the parts. Obviously there's only one choice here at the moment, so I'm just going to grab that, and that's basic rocketry. That'll give me a better fuel tank, a smaller fuel tank, some mystery goo containment unit, this will be used for science, and a decoupler, which is extremely useful. It allows me to have several stages of the flight to have it separate a little bit and maybe reduce the weight and get a little further on into space, possibly. So I'm just going to research that. And here you see it branch off a little bit into general rocketry, stability, and survivability. Obviously, survivability is going to be fairly useful, but not for the time being until we get into landers for the most part. And this parachute is going to be useful as well. But right now, I think I'm going to head towards stability, then general rocketry, then probably survivability in order to get the best, that was awesome, best chance of surviving the horrible death traps I put poor Jebediah and his friends in. I'm fairly certain that Kerbal decides its astronauts by who's next on just the worst criminals imaginable, and then they set them up in a line and put them in these horrible paper mache rockets that really shouldn't be being used. And now that that is said, I'm going to do it again, because what could possibly go wrong? Let's just add a stage and move it up here and move the parachute to the next stage and not have it deploy with my rockets. And the staging is used to, well, organize how events should happen in the flight process. Obviously you don't want your... Oh god. Oh, got more science from the crashed horrible death trap. Alright, so here we are again on the launch pad. This will go a little better since my parachute is not staged with my parachute. So that is good. Alright, thrusting up, turning SAS on, which is basically the autopilot. It'll have us going in a straight line basically, so I don't veer off course. Oh yeah, that's going a little better now, isn't it? Gathering speed fairly quickly due to the fact that this is extremely light vehicle. Oh god, and we're veering off like I thought we would. Okay. Oh, back under control slightly. Nope. Oh god. Things have gone horribly wrong. I can't... Okay, maybe I'll go for... I'm definitely going for control first. That needs to happen, because I can't correct myself. I have no control surfaces, and basically I'm probably going to get Jebediah either killed or just trapped somewhere, or I'm just gonna crash into the space station itself, which would be awesome as well. Oh, and we are out of fuel. Hopefully one parachute is enough to save us. Let's just get a crew report. And let's hit the parachute. I don't know if that's going to slow us down enough. That's unnerving. It's not deploying. Okay, there it goes. Alright, we're coming in a little faster than I would like. Normally you want to be at about below 10 meters per second if you're going to be landing due to horrible explosions that could be happening. And this is where decouplers would come in very handy, so it wouldn't be so much weight pulling down on this. And alright, it seems like only the engine's going to explode. Alright, and one of the gas tanks. That's not a big deal though. Let's take Jebediah out of here. Maybe get him some more information together. An EVA report. Not an overly necessary EVA report. And let's take a surface sample. 9 science isn't bad for taking muddy, sandy water. I'm not going to complain overly much. Alright. Look at him. He's the image of success, with his wide, buggy eyes and probably his adrenaline rush from being thankful that he's not dead right now. Surprisingly. Alright, just recover him. Got 24 science from just little Jebediah there. Gonna grab my spacecraft that crashed just a few feet from the space station itself. Obviously, I could have gone better, but with the amount of parts I have, there's not much I could get. Alright. That amount of science isn't bad, just 4.3. We have enough science to research 1 or 2 things, so that'll definitely help us in the attempt to at least not explode horribly. Gonna grab stability here. And that's it apparently. Oh well, I got a nose cone, which is not even remotely useful. More dead weight than anything. A winglet, which is nice for nothing really. I really just wanted it for this further on down the line so I can control it a little better. Yeah, better winglet. This one doesn't pivot or move. But the radial decoupler is really nice. Allows me to attach things on the side. And probably go for general rocketry next. Alright, moving on. Alright. Oh, and something I've forgotten to do is name this monstrosity and explosive hazard. Let's go with Jhoovs Mach 1. That looks good. Alright. Not nearly as abysmal as it could have been, I guess. I guess I could have exploded on the launch pad. That would have been awesome. Alright, so I'm going to remove the boosters here. And go over to structural. This is where you'll see the decouplers and stuff, and it gets more useful that way. Put a decoupler right there. As you can see, it covered up the engine, and what's cool is you can move that up, put more fuel tanks here, and you just added another stage with that. This is going to be the launch stage, which will be useful. Put some decouplers here. Gonna have 4 boosters, just kind of get a little extra oomph into the original launch. Maybe not. Just kind of sputter out. Alright, well, it's on its way to not being as terrible. So let's just add some wings here. We'll put right there. That should be good. Really not gonna help overly much, but may as well. Can't really hurt how bad that last one went. So, may as well. And what we have now, that I completely neglected to think about, was the Mystery Goo Containment Unit. This, right here, is the beginning to many discoveries in our career as scientists. We're gonna put a ton of them on there, because really, why not? You can't go wrong with too much mystery goo. Can never be too much mystery goo. Anyway, moving on. I'm not gonna need the Communitron yet. That's really not overly useful until I start orbiting and actually traveling to the moon and other celestial bodies. Alright. That should do for now. Really, it's abysmal, but hopefully less of a death trap for Jebediah. And for this one, I'm actually gonna have a goal here